What if the next thing God wants to do in your life is waiting on the other side of encounter? One moment, one word from God, one atmosphere filled with faith that shifts everything. Alive Conference 2026 is a 3-day encounter designed to refresh your spirit, strengthen your leadership, and activate your purpose. This is November 5th through the 7th. Leaders, creatives, pastors, entrepreneurs, and just believers from around the world will gather in Orlando, Florida for powerful worship, life-changing messages, and practical master classes that will help equip you for what God's calling you to build next. This is more than a conference. It's a moment to step away from the noise, to hear God clearly, to be surrounded by people who are hungry for more, and to leave empowered to walk boldly into your next season. Fresh vision, deeper faith, healing, breakthrough, clarity for what's next. Alive Conference was created with you in mind. And we believe that what happens in these 3 days could change the next 30 years of your life. You don't want to miss what God's doing at Alive Conference 2026. Join us this November here in Orlando. Head to aliveconference.org to register now. Hey everybody, before we jump into today's episode, we wanted to bring back one of our most watched conversations on doing life with Ken and Tabitha. This episode really connected with so many people, and we believe it still has something powerful to say today. So whether you're watching it for the first time or revisiting it again, lean in and enjoy this episode. Hey, what's up everybody?
Hey everyone.
Welcome to another edition of Doing Life with Ken and Tabitha. This is the Valentine's Day week edition right here. There is some love in the atmosphere. Of course, I'm here with Tabitha. We've been married for 24 years at this point. It's been the best 22 years of my life.
Come on, babe.
But we're getting better and better as time goes along. And I would like to just say Happy Valentine's Day. And I would also like to publicly ask, will you be my Valentine?
Oh, that is so sweet and unexpected.
Yeah.
You're so sweet.
Is the answer yes?
Yes, you are. I am your forever Valentine.
Forever Valentine.
Yes.
So I hope you guys had a great day on yesterday. And we got a lot of great things we're going to share with you on today. Today's segment is called 5 Ways to Care for Your Husband. We were going to call it 5 Ways to Take Care of Your Man. But we like to keep it marriage focused.
Tomato.
But you're a specialist in this. And I just think it's going to help a wife. It's going to help a woman really understand some things that she can do to take care of her man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But listen, before we get into it, I want to say thank you to everyone out there for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. And we are just blessed to be able to be a blessing, that our lives can impact you, motivate you, help you, that you can learn from our mistakes. And listen, I wanted to read this one testimony that came in. And this is from Cara Lopez. I don't know if I'm saying that right, 57. But she says, I'm assuming she, thank you guys so much for all of your content, ! I had been asking God to help me and show me what I need to see. And then your videos started showing up for me. And you've helped me so much. I even started playing your video loud in front of my boyfriend one day, and now he listens to you too! This is all so helpful to us, not having parents on either side to show us truly how to live in a godly way. You've been like parents for us, and we couldn't be more thankful. What a blessing. How sweet is that?
Awesome.
Thank you so much for writing in, and it's such an honor to be a part of your lives.
Before you say I do, you should ask the question, do I?
Storms are going to come. Since they're going to come, you need to know what to do when they come. You need to be prepared.
We want to pay forward the tools that you need to have a successful relationship.
This is the time that you say, am I doing the right thing? And when you decide that you're doing the right thing, you will know it at year 5, at year 10, at year 30.
You'll be able to go back and say, no, I entered into this eyes wide open. I had confirmation. I had mentorship. I got to learn to love what God loves and hate what God hates. God hates divorce. And you got to put it in your heart right now. This is going to be something that we hate.
The Bible also calls marriage a holy institution.
Yeah.
And so this institution that we enter into, it is holy.
Yeah.
It is to be upheld.
Yeah. Satan hates anything that God's established. God's established marriage. He's established family. Satan wants to do everything he can. So if you think that you're fighting now, you're going to fight a whole lot later. What we've done over the last 25 years is we've done everything together. Because there is power in agreement. We're just asking you to get eyes wide open. If we don't put God in front of this relationship, it might not be built to last. But are you ready for the show today, sweetheart?
Let's go.
Let's
I
go.
am ready.
Today is 5 ways to take care.
Ooh.
Everybody say take care.
Take care.
To take care of your husband. And like I said, we've been married for 24 years. And my running joke is that it's been the best 22 years of my life because the first 2 years, it was bad. It was bad. And I usually say, now that you got yourself together, things are a whole lot better. And, every joke has like half truth to it.
Yeah.
And there are elements of truth. But if I was serious, there was a season when our marriage was headed for the divorce that you decided to be the hero in the home. There was specific things that you did to win my heart. There were specific things you did to create the right atmosphere in the home. There were specific things that you did that got my attention and moved me from going that way to going the right way. And I wanted just to take a segment today and just let you share the principles with women around the world, with wives that just want to be the best wives that they can be. We are here. We are ready for you to fry us. We are your egg.
That's so funny. Yeah. Okay. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
So I have 5 ways to take care of your husband. And, I'll just say up front that this is my perspective,
Okay.
And it's not the only 5 ways, but there are just 5 principles maybe that I apply to our marriage.
Tell
and
us.
some of them have been, tested and proven,
Okay.
Because I've learned the hard way, all of that stuff. But I want to start with number 1, or actually, let me say this, because this happened just recently. We went to see a movie. We had a date night. We went out with some pastors, and we went downtown Orlando and saw a live play. And it was about a woman who was on Broadway, all of this stuff. She was a big to do, right? And they're telling the story of her relationship where she falls in love with a man, and the man just comes out there in kind of an argument, and he says, "Because I love you." And she's like, "Oh, you love me?" And she immediately says back to him, "Let's get married." And then she goes on and on about getting married and living in this happily ever after life. And at that moment, I felt like, oh my goodness, this is going to end up badly. This is not going to be right. She already made a major mistake in that. She just jumped the gun. Like, he just said, "I love you." And she's like, she didn't even give him the opportunity to propose, to go ring shopping, to tell his friends and family about her, to do anything. She just, let's get married. And then they fast forward, they get married. And all throughout their marriage, they're getting into arguments because there's a power struggle going on in their relationship. She's famous and wealthy. She doesn't need him to provide for her. And so, but he wants to be a man. He wants to provide for his family. He doesn't need to make more money than her. He just wants to provide. He just wants to make decisions. But she would come in, and at one point she just had a baby, and she wanted him to stay home and take care of the baby. She didn't want him to go to work and do his thing. She wanted him to stay home and take care of the
Because she
baby
had so much money
while she went at work. Yeah.
She was very wealthy. She was a wealthy singer, but he was kind of dying on the inside.
Yeah. And it was, and I'm just saying there's all kinds of perspective, but I'm giving a perspective here. And on the inside, he's like, he would gladly stay home and take care of the baby, but there's something inside of him as a man. He wants to go and put his hands to the plow. He wants to work. And so anyway, to fast forward it, their marriage ended in divorce. And so it wasn't, the happiest ending, but I knew from the beginning of the movie, this is how it's going to go down.
And what was your point that you wanted
My
us to
point
take?
is she did not know how to take care of her man.
Oh, yeah.
All throughout.
Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes that she made, but they haven't seen the show, so they don't know
They haven't
exactly
seen-
what we're talking about.
I know.
But that's what we want to prevent. We want to help, and we'll do another one with husbands. So please, y'all, we're coming. We'll do one with husbands. How do you take care of your wife? But today, we want to be a blessing. We want to be a lifeline. We want to help you because the woman, to me, has such a power. And a lot of women don't know the power, or they use their power in a destructive way. And that wife, she has such an anointing and a power to be able to create an atmosphere that resembles heaven, to be able to build him up or tear him down, to be able to encourage him or discourage him. And I tell people all the time, especially those looking to get into ministry, I'm like, you got to be careful who you marry. Especially, I'm telling you, people say, well, I feel a call of God on my life. I always look at their spouse, and I see how mature is their spouse, because who you marry does matter.
Wow.
There's a law called the law of the lid. And sometimes you can have this great call and want to do some great things, but if you marry someone who's down here, you're going to put yourself under that lid. So I need you just to help us, because I feel like this is an area that you get an A+ in.
Oh.
You get an A+ in. Now, you could be doing a little bit better right now, but you're kind of running around trying to handle all kinds of things, and that's another conversation. We have some family meetings that we need to have, people. But for the most part, I know your heart. Your heart is to take care of your man. Can you just share with us these 5 things?
Yes. Okay. Number 1, honor him in the home.
Okay.
Honor him in the home. I feel like, honor is a big thing for me. I will even throw like honor, respect.
Yeah.
In my experience, the man needs to be honored in his own home. When he comes home, he needs to feel like this is his house. I like for my man to feel like he is the king of the castle. And I'm just saying, in general, men want to be the king of their castle. They want to come home and they want to feel like they have a say-so in their own house. And I feel like, so that honor thing is big for me. I do little things, and every person is different, but I do little things to just help you feel like, okay, you have a place in this house and you're honored when you come home. When our kids were smaller, even now, when you walk through the door and they're just laying down eating or watching TV or whatever, like, I've trained them to acknowledge the fact that your daddy, that your father just walked through the door. Hey, Dad, how you doing today? Girls, get up, give him a hug, give him a kiss. Son, even sons, get up and give your daddy a hug, welcome him home. So things like that, little things like, when we have dinner, basically every day, we have a family dinner together, and I let the kids know, like, okay, we're all going to wait till daddy comes down, because you're usually in the office somewhere and everyone's doing stuff. And so I get on Alexa and I'm like, Alexa, announce it's time to eat. So everyone comes down to the kitchen. We don't pray and bless the food until daddy gets here. Where's daddy? You know what I mean? So when you get down in the kitchen, we all wait, we bless the food, and then they know, because kids will eat everything. They will just demolish everything in sight. And so
very selfish, very self-centered.
What they want to do is grab their food and take all the, and it's like, but we don't have anything. It's tore up. No, they know, wait, I'm going to get daddy's plate and I'm going to serve daddy first. Okay. Now, everyone might not do that. I know people who, the man comes and serves a wife, but in my house, that's what I like to do.
That's what we talk
about.
But
you like that too in your house. You like that honor and respect that I give to you.
Yes, amen.
And so, and it's my love language too. So I serve your plate. We learn, some things I learned the hard way too, like a while ago, maybe years ago now, because you don't eat cake like that anymore. But there was a time when I would bake cakes. I would bake a cake weekly, because if there wasn't a piece of cake for you to eat at night before you went to bed, you did not like it. But the kids, they would eat the cake. And I mean, months went by, and at the end of the day, you would come home and be like, who ate the last piece of cake? And I'm like, oh Lord, somebody ate the last piece of cake. Right. So then I made the kids, hey, there is a rule in our house to this day. They will not eat the last piece of cake, the last cupcake, the last cookie, the last piece of pie without coming to ask daddy, because that's just what it is. Anyway, they're little things, but I want you to feel honored in your own home. Like, can I come home, please open up the refrigerator and get a drink without having it emptied out because everyone else came in to get their stuff? There's just little things that I like to pay attention to what you like.
Well, first off, I would say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Because it does make me feel good. It makes me feel valued. It makes me feel loved, and it does make me feel honored. And the Bible, because I go back to the Word of God with everything, it says that the wife should honor her husband or reverence her husband, just like owe you due benevolence. I think we owe each other benevolence, and we owe each other honor.
Absolutely.
But I think it's important for wives to know that God has hardwired a man to receive honor. But I would ask this question: why do you think that's hard for some women? Because even as I'm saying this, I almost feel some woman's flesh kind of rising, like, but he don't honor me, and why do I have to do that? I don't want to build up his ego. And for some reason, and I saw this back in the day, like in the old school church, if they had a pastor, they would almost want their pastor to go through. If he got a nice Cadillac, people get upset that he had a new car. It was almost like they wanted to keep him humble. They wanted to keep him low. They wanted to keep him poor, not knowing that you can't go beyond the head.
Yeah.
And so they actually wanted to tear him down. And I think there's some wives in the home that they would rather tear down their husband because they don't want him to get the big head. I don't want him to think that he's all that. And actually, you're hurting yourself by tearing him down instead of building him up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What's your perspective on
I
it?
think that is something that most of us have been taught or heard somewhere along the line, whether it was from a family member or a TV show or something we've heard in the world, is that we need to keep people humble. And that is not a godly principle, though. God does not do things like that. God will humble us, but it's not like we don't have to
Control people to make
manipulate.
them humble.
Yeah.
They have to be humble by their own own
Yeah,
discipline.
and as for me, the Bible does teach that you reap what you sow.
Okay.
And I do what I do as seeds because I want you to treat me the same way. But then also, I don't know, I just feel like it is something that, oh no, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, it's okay. I think it's so good. To me, honor, I just feel like we need to hear more teaching on honor. We need to do more study on honor because honor is not a position of weakness. It takes a very mature person to deflect honor because a lot of people, they want honor for themselves. I want to be built up. I want to be on a pedestal. I want this, that, and other. But what you're saying is that you're sowing honor. So one of the reasons that I honor you so much, and I'm always talking about honoring your wife, serving your wife, submitting to one another. I want to make your dreams come to pass, is because that is the harvest of the seed that you've been sowing. Now, you could flip it around and say, it's the harvest of the seed that I've been sowing.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's sowing more or who's sowing first. All I know is that I like my harvest and you like yours. And I'm really trying to help somebody who just feels like, no, he got to do it for me before I do it for him. And it's an eye for an eye. No, why don't you sow there before you can go there? And there's just something about a man's heart that will be transformed and changed when you just decide to honor him. I don't know. I would tell any wife, just make up something this week just to honor your husband, build him up, encourage him, and just watch what it does on the inside. Watch his response to that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's all I did. And, we said at the beginning of the podcast, like the first 2 years were terrible. And then you mentioned me being the hero in the home. I don't know. I don't really think I was the hero. I was just a person who I did my part. Like the marriage was terrible. 50% of it was because of me. And I had to get myself together. And once I got myself together, it was just like, okay, let me get my marriage together. And so what I was doing was making decisions based on the word of God to serve my man and love you and build you up so that I can have the relationship that I want. But I found in that, because of the biblical principles, that when I was good to you, you were good to me.
Come on. Let's do that.
And, when I lifted you up, you had lifted me up.
That's a lot better than me being bad to you because you've been bad to me and you been bad to me because I've been bad to you. No, flip that thing. I'm going to do good to you because you've been good to me. And I'm going to just keep doing good no matter what you do, though. But we can go on and on with that. Can you give us number 2?
Yeah, okay. Number 2 is create space for him in the home.
Create space.
Figuratively and literally.
Talk to me.
So create space, meaning, so I guess, whenever you come into your own home, I think that it's really easy for the woman, and I'll speak for myself. We have so many rules and we decorate the house and we put, we design the house. We do everything the way we want it to be, that sometimes the man can come home and we treat you like one of the kids, or you have so many rules. So when you come home, I believe that a man wants to come home and feel like this is my house. Like I said, I'm the king of this castle, not to degrade the woman because you're the queen.
Yeah, I feel like we have to add a lot of disclaimers there, but no, it's true. Like, listen, we're together. What mine is yours and what yours is mine. But there is something that's valuable about a man coming home and feeling like man, I'm taking care
And like
of.
I said, I say this because this is trial and error.
Okay.
I have been at a point where I had so many rules set because maybe I was taking care of the
Yes,
kids
you
and
did.
I was working and I was trying to
Tell
do
'em.
ministry. So I'm like, okay, I got the master plan. This is how I'm going to do stuff, And so, Ken, here's the rules. You just obey these rules and you just do what you got to do. So when you come home, you feel like, man, you're not even welcome in your own home because.
Well, it's twofold. I mean, one, I do like when you take care of everything domestically. I'm actually in a season right now. I was just thinking this morning that, man, our next family meeting, I want to have a little conversation about needing some domestic help here and there because I'm in a season where I'm feeling more weight and more pressure, and then it kind of bleeds over to domestic stuff. So there's a part of me that just loves it when you just kind of have it so controlled. I'm just like, okay, well, she moved the couch around, but it looks good, and she went and moved the TV. Like, my wife is a mover of stuff.
I do.
And she's stronger than me.
But you've given me permission to do that.
I mean, she will go and she will move a piece of furniture that should not be moved by
You
one
used to
person
not
alone.
like it.
And I'll be like, how did you do that? Did you not blow out your back? Did you have 10 guys come over and help
I literally pray and the angels of the Lord help me. I am not lying.
So anyway, what I'm saying is that she starts to move stuff that probably should not be moved. But I've given my wife like the green light. She can change whatever she wants to change in the house, decor it any way she wants to decor it. So there's a part of me that likes that. But then the other side is that I just never want to be treated like a kid. That is a big annoyance for me. So if you start talking to me like a tone or an angle as if I'm 10 or 12 like the kids, that's the part that I don't like. So I understand what you're saying about the rules and everything. And so, I don't know.
It's just, and it takes conversation as well, and it's observation. And sometimes it's trial and error. Like I said, you never came to me and told me like, quit, treating me like the kids. Maybe you did.
Here and there I would say, hey, don't talk to me like a kid.
And so the, trial and error, but I found that, okay, let me back off a little bit. One of the things that I found that really help is that, so, we have rules and you need rules. But some of the rules I would just make up and not let you know about it. And so you would come home and I'm like, take off your shoes. It's a new rule. Everybody has to take off their shoes in the house. And you're just like, well, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, don't put them there. Put them over here. Don't leave your briefcase there. I put it in a different, I'm barking all of these rules at you. But what I found is, okay, that was a mistake. Don't do that because that doesn't turn out nice.
Yeah.
But when we have a family meeting, we can sit down together and I say, hey, babe, I would like to make these rules because of these reasons. And we talk one another. And now it's not my rules that you have to obey like one of the kids. It's our rules.
Well, that is a principle right there for any team or any organization. It's what we call buy-in. So even as a senior leader, if I come to my staff and I'm like, hey, guys, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do that, there's a percentage of early adapters that are like, yeah, let's go. Then we got the mid adapters like, I'm not sure. Then we got the late adapters. They're like, I don't see it at all. And so as a leader, my job is to get buy-in. And so as a wife, what you're trying not to do is go in and just bark orders, but you're presenting them in a way, this is what I'd like to do and why, because then it's not your rules, it's our rules.
Yes.
And I just feel like it's important that when we have talked, but there's what we're just saying is like high level, because you got to have family meetings, you got to have communication, and we're trickling on down to agreement, but I think it's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will say this. Can I say this before you jump where you're going to go? I feel like the Holy Spirit is saying that there are some wives who love our podcast, and it's time for them to invite their husbands to start watching this podcast as well.
Yeah.
I know that we have a great majority of women and wives who are listening and watching, but it's really time for them to invite the men that are in their lives, because there are men, and men need this even more than women sometimes.
Yeah.
We need principles, we need mentorship, and we don't even know it. And there are many men that are out there and they're doing everything in their first generation. They didn't have a father, they didn't have a husband to look at, and some of them did, but it wasn't a good example. And they need modern mentorship of principles that work for today's marriage. And so I just want to invite you guys to start to invite the men in your life to tune into this podcast, because there are God's given me an anointing for men. Like I can help, because I'm a man's man. I love talking to men. I can help men on how to think, how to grow, finance, provision, how to build stuff, so forth and so on. And so let's make sure that we do that. I feel like I got that from the Lord.
It's just like the person who wrote in, she just played it out loud. Just put it on the TV screen throughout the day when you're cleaning the house, and let your husband hear it. And it's good stuff.
And for all my men who's been tuning in, love you guys. Let's keep up the good work. What else you got for us today,
Okay,
sweetheart?
so make space for him.
And this is good, by the way. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Make space for him figuratively, one thing I would say about that too is also paying attention to what you like. This kind of goes into honor and making space.
Okay.
It's like paying attention to what you like.
Yes.
So like you like basketball, and I know you like it.
I do.
And so when the game comes on, I turn on the game on the TV. So when you walk in the door, you're watching the game. Or if it's like, a Sunday afternoon and the kids are playing and, when the kids were growing up, sometimes they're watching all of these cartoons and stuff like that. No, we're not going to do
over.
Yeah, I don't let the kids take over. Daddy's in the house. Let's put on the basketball game. I teach the kids basketball. We all just partake in it as a family.
Yeah, some of what we're talking about, because we don't go over these things many times before we have the podcast, you're reminding me of how you have woven these principles through our home. And as you're talking, I'm thinking like, when I come in, no one fights me over what to watch.
Right.
I can watch whatever I want to watch, like whatever Daddy wants to watch is what we're going to watch. And I'm not a bonehead either. Like I'm not trying to take over all the time.
Yeah,
I'm always like, well, I'm letting everybody do whatever they want to do, but God knows that it's good that you've set that culture.
Yeah, and if you're not careful, and I know like the kids, kids cam, I'm talking a lot about kids because before we had kids, I just set the house like I knew what you like, and I didn't have 3 kids to care for 24/7, so it was all about you, and I did so much for you at that
I miss
time.
Those times.
You missed those times, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're gonna kick these kids out.
Day.
We're gonna get back there.
We'll get there
Hallelujah.
one day.
I love my kids, but
like even our kids now, like there's a place that you sit at our table, at the kitchen table. There is
Talk
a place.
about that.
There is your seat.
Jesus.
And other people might not care, but in my house, there's a seat that you sit. You sit at the head of the table.
And we got this one stank kid that always want to sit in my space.
She wants to go in your seat, and I have to.
Right.
And like just like the day before yesterday, I had to go and tell her because you weren't home yet. Why are you sitting in your daddy's seat? Get like because there's a seed of honor that I'm trying to sow. Like go get out of the seat. He's coming. Let it be ready for him.
And we're jokingly telling you this because I think that this kid right here just likes to be where we are. It's almost like she is probably a leader in the making and going to be
it's
who
out
we
of
are,
love.
But it's like if it's mine, she wants it. If it's yours, she wants it. She will take your hair stuff. She will sit in your seat. She will act like you are not there. And it's just like, oh my God. So I see you. I mean, this is like a weekly conversation.
Yeah.
Get out of daddy's seat. Get out of daddy's seat. Get your own seat. And it's almost like, why even sit there? Like she'll start looking around like, you're not supposed to be sitting there.
I think she likes it just for us to be like, move. I don't know. She likes the tough love.
Yeah, but it's a principle.
But anyway, that's just honor and respect in your home, making space for you in the home.
Thank you for that.
And then literally making space. So like I found that for you as a man, there's times where you just want to be alone. You don't want to talk to anyone, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a couple hours. You just need your thinking space, your private time.
Give us perspective on that.
The perspective is, and I hear this like, I need my private time too. But honestly, I go in my bathroom, I take a bath. I like, as a woman in my house, I know where to go. I would literally hide from our kids when they were younger, okay? And just be like, okay, I need 5 minutes. But as a man, I just make sure, or as a wife, I make sure that you have a space that's yours. Now, right now you have you used to have an office where it was just like all yours. But right now I have a space where it's like your office.
And you set that space up for me.
And I made it specifically for you.
And she comes and she'll put all of my cell phone wires, all of my laptop wires so that I don't have to look for anything.
Well, I know you
Tape
don't
them
do
down.
that. I organize
She'll
everything.
organize everything for me. All your pens are here. And I'll just walk in one day and she'll just have everything completely in order because she knows at the pace that my life goes, that's something that's a blessing to me.
Yeah, it's just like your personal assistant in the house. Like, okay, we moved into a new house. Okay, you're going to need an area set up. And I asked you before, baby, what is it that you need? Will this function right for you? Okay, I think I'm going to buy you a new one of these. This one's old. And I set it all up
Thank
to you for you. But then there's also things like in our bedroom. I have a space for you in the bedroom. Like there's a couch, there's a TV, there's tables. The remote sits right here on your side of the bed. Like everything. I have a couple spaces that are tailored just for you.
You're preaching good.
But it's just because I want you to be able to come home and feel feel welcome in your home. I want you to feel honored and respected in your own home. And I want you to feel like it is a safe place for you. Like, just let me go here for like 10 minutes, put my feet up and relax. Now, some people might not have a separate office or den or a big bedroom or whatever, but you could have a chair with a stool that he can put his feet up on just for a few minutes, like make a space in the corner of the living room, someplace that could be his own. I found that for you, that works well for your mental health. So
it works well for my ability to handle the weight and the pressure and the persecution that I'm under. It gives me strength to go back out the doors and to win spoil, to bring it home to my family. It gives me the wind beneath my wings, so to say, to continue to be a spiritual leader in the home. It's just the breath of fresh air, and you create that atmosphere. And I think that wives have that power to do that.
Absolutely.
I kind of parked for a minute on the part that you said that men might not need 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do nothing. And I kind of wanted to validate that a tad bit, because that might seem strange.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay when we say men and women, we're talking in generalizations. There might be a woman that says, I need that too. Well, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that for a husband, just because he needs 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of just quiet time doesn't mean that he's not connected. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want to give you affection or put you first in other areas. It means that he just needs time to almost, for me, it's almost like, just give me time to think. Give me time to almost, I want to use the word like defrost, or like, what is the word when you're just like, okay. Unload, unwind for a minute.
Decompress.
And then jump into it with the kids. And so the hardest part for me is sometimes when I'm out and I'm making all of these decisions, and then I come home, and then as soon as I walk in the door, there's kid decisions, homework decisions, family decisions, all these decisions. And it's like, if I had a little bit of space to be like, give me like 20, 30 minutes to kind of unwind, maybe have some food, then I can kind of recharge to handle more responsibility and more decisions. And so I don't know, what I'm hearing, what you're saying is that you protect my nothing box. That's not offensive to you. I'm just saying that for some women, that might be, I don't know if it's offensive or might not understand.
It's you don't understand. And, I've been there, and it's trial and error, ladies, wives. And these are really like wives of, with young kids. It's hard because when you come home, you have the kids running at you, and you got to make dinner or like whatever your responsibilities are. So you can feel like, well, I want a nothing box too. I want time for me too, but I don't have the ability to do that. It's just an adjustment. And now the Bible says that as wives, we have the ability to adapt.
Right.
We are adaptable in any situation when it comes to our husbands, our family, and our family life. And so what I did is that I knew that when you come home, right, typically I would pick up the kids from daycare,
so
right?
you're kind of getting home first.
Yeah, I'm getting home first.
It's not saying that you're not working. It's not saying you don't have other responsibilities. It's just that you got home first.
I pick up the kids from daycare. And so in the car, we come home. When I would get home, I would let the kids, because the kids I found were just like me. They just got home from a day, whether it's school or daycare or whatever. They just want to go to their rooms too and chill out and do nothing. And so what I would do was I already had pre-made snacks. The kids know, go get a snack, and either they're going to go to their rooms, or like with their babies 2 and 3 and stuff, they would go, we had playpens. I would sit them in a playpen, and I would turn on whatever their favorite TV show was. They didn't watch TV all day, but they might have 20 minutes or a 30-minute little show that I turned on, and they had their snack and they ate and they played in their little, playpen area. The child is safe, and mommy is sitting down on the couch. Mommy's having a cup of tea. Mommy's doing whatever she wants to do, but I would build in those spaces for me. And then when daddy came home an hour later or whatever, daddy can come in, he can get a kiss from the kids. They go and they because they're, yay, daddy's home. They give a kiss to daddy, and then daddy can go upstairs and do what he needs to do, just like mommy did. And if there were times where I feel like, you know what, this is just too much, I really need a break, babe, go ahead when you come downstairs, let me go upstairs for like 30 minutes. I need to take a hot bubble bath.
Right.
And we communicate and we plan those things. But as the wife, I had the ability to make all of that happen.
Amen. For the sake of time, let's keep it moving.
Okay,
What's
number three.
Uh-huh.
Number three, easy peasy, is to serve him.
Okay.
And I love to serve. I don't think serving is something that's bad. I serve you.
Talk
You
to me about
serve
serving.
me.
Give the ladies, give the wives some examples of how they can serve their husbands.
Well, I've given examples all throughout this podcast, but particular two things I want to talk about. Well, one thing really is Ken's night.
Okay.
And, it's so funny because I was just speaking at an event a little while
People
ago.
of God, we are due a Ken's night.
And
let this be a reminder.
So Ken's night was something that I established before I had children. Okay. And it was back when we were getting our marriage together. I said, then it was a Tuesday night. I said, I'm going to pick one night every week and I am going to serve my man. I'm going to bless him. I'm going to give him a manicure, a pedicure. I mean, not everything in one night, but one night it might be a mani-pedi. One night it might be a full body massage. One night it might be a little, dancy going on. It might be a dinner and a movie. It might be dessert. It could be like just anything. I would just pick things just to serve you, and you alone. And so it ended up being amazing. I mean, I did it for years until we had a baby, and it was just like once a month, and then just doesn't happen anymore.
10 years, and now we're kind of coming back.
10 years. But every once in a while, I will break out like currently I have a massage table in.
This year, I've gotten 4, maybe 5.
Yes. It was my goal to do it every month, but I guess I fell off and forgot about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. But I do have a massage table in our closet. I have a foot bath in our closet.
Come on, let's break it
so
out
that
tonight.
whenever I, want to give a Ken's night, I whip it out real quick. I move the couch to the side. I put up my massage table, and I'm like, baby, light the candles.
Come on.
All of that.
What's the purpose or the why behind the Ken's night?
The why behind it was, for me, I just like it when you feel like I have the best wife in the world.
Okay, let's pause right there because you're dropping some good groceries today. You like it when I feel like I have the best wife in the world.
Yes.
I would challenge, encourage a wife who's watching or listening to make their mind up that they want their husband to feel like they have the best wife in the world, and make a list of things that you can do to make him feel that way, and do it even before he starts doing it for you, and just watch how it changes things in the home. Watch how it improves things in the home. But I like it that you like that. And I feel that way.
Yeah. And I'm just like a real Bible girl. I love the Bible. And when I think about, was it Sarah in the Bible that called Abraham Lord, and it's not like Lord like God, Lord, but just as in like sir,
There was a respect.
It was out of respect and honor. And I just feel like
that's what you should do. You should call me Lord Ken.
And
You wouldn't.
That's weird. I know you don't want me to do that.
How far you're gonna take it? I don't know.
But I just like that honor. I want to serve you, do it as unto the Lord. And so anyway, so that is Ken's night. But a lady came up to me. Just like a little while ago, and she was like, I went out and bought a massage table because she's doing, I forget her husband's name, but she is doing a, Ken's night for her husband.
All these years you've been talking about Ken's nights and serving your man. That's the only woman that you've ever met that went out and bought a massage table.
Yeah.
It just makes me think, are people hearing or are they doing?
Amazon, you can get a massage table.
We want to hear more testimonies of you guys going to get a massage table, not just because of the massage table, just because you're a doer of the word.
But here's the thing,
it's
ladies.
the doers that shall be blessed.
Now, this isn't why I got a massage table, but he will go and take the massage table out of the closet that I bought for him and set it up and light the candles. So the blessing comes back. When you sow the seed, he will take that same massage table that was meant for him and bring it and lay it out for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow.
I mean, really, if you're watching this and you're not a believer yet, these things, these are Bible principles. When it comes to service, service is something Jesus served us with his life. And so when you really grow in your faith, you will have this spirit of servitude. It's the same way that we serve our communities. It's the same way that we serve the poor. It's the same way that some serve in prisons. It's the same way that Jesus served us by getting on the cross. Now you've positioned yourself to serve me, and I'm positioning myself to serve you. And it's a whole lot better than slapping each other. Serving each other is better than slapping each other. I was looking for wordplay with the S's, but serving and slapping was too far away. But y'all know what I mean.
Goodness.
Point number 4. Let's go to point number 4.
Let's go to point number 4. Point number 4 is enjoy sex often.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how can you talk about serving and taking care of your
man
man if you don't talk about your sex life?
I like it that you put enjoy sex often.
Enjoy sex
Talk to
often.
me.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I'm speaking for the husbands, and I know about you, is that he doesn't want you to just have sex to get over it and just to get done with it, but he wants you to have sex and enjoy it.
We don't want the wet fish, where it's like she just laying there while you get what you got to get and hope this is over with, and you just this sloppy wet fish.
That doesn't seem attractive or fun at all.
I know, but that's
Please.
what some, like, let's just get this over with. No, I actually got that from somebody else. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, and I think so he wants you to enjoy it and he wants you to have fun with it. And then also, and this is something that I got from you, and I get this from you often, is that you want me to initiate sex.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we were in
Not
like
all the time, but every once in a while.
we
it's
were
great.
in like a question and answer in front of a big group of people at one point, and you said that, and all the men were like, yeah, like they all wanted their wives
Thousands
to initiate sex. And I was just like, honestly, I was annoyed. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? But when I like sitting down thinking, I heard all of these men go into an uproar. I was just like, whoa, this isn't just my husband. This is kind of like a man thing. And it doesn't mean every day, but every once in a while, you know what I mean? Plan it out. Like, I know, like, if it's like I'm going to plan out on this Wednesday night because the kids are here and this is that. And then I'm just going to get these candles. I'm going to go out and buy a new nightgown. Like, I will plan things out in my mind. You don't know anything about it, but that's my way to initiate.
Okay, good. Well, I love it.
Good.
I love it.
Good.
All right.
Okay, and so number 5. Number 5 is this: take care of you.
Okay.
Wife, you have to take care of yourself. Now, the Bible says that the wife is like a crown to her husband's head. And I know the husband does not want to be walking around with a dirty, raggedy, old, broke down, not shined up crown. And so what I found is that if I don't feel good, you don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like you're not happy. They say happy spouse, happy house, happy wife, happy life. And they say that for a reason. If I am like sick all the time, like you just really not doing your best. If I am frustrated and always angry because there's something going on at my job all the time, or there's some type of family drama all the time, or everything's great in my life, but I just am always complaining and nothing's ever good enough, that is just stressful for you. It's uncomfortable. Like you are not going to be completely on a 10 unless wifey is like feeling good. And so I think it's very important for us to take care of ourselves. Like, yes, we are boss ladies. I like to be over the top in everything, which can be, it's hard because then it's too much. It's like, girl, go take a nap somewhere. You know what I mean? But when I have my stuff together and I am on top, that's when you are able to be on top and not concerned about what's going on in my life. Like really to like, if I'm breaking down, it's hard for you to be happy and really enjoy life. And so I think we need to schedule our doctor appointments and go to our doctor appointments, counseling appointments, look good, put on some lotion and perfume, do your hair. And listen, ladies, not just for him or anybody else, but I found like I want to look good for me, especially at this point in my life after, overcoming cancer and having 3 kids. And now I'm going through menopause. I'm like, girl, yes, I want to look good for my man, but like, I want to put this lotion on so that I can feel good about myself and, put some chapstick on when I go to bed and wear some nice nighties and underclothes when I go to bed. Yes, for me, for my husband, but also for me, because I found out when I feel good and I'm confident about myself, that's what makes you most attracted to me. And that's what makes you most, happy on your own.
Yeah. Wow. You have given us 5 great keys. And my hope is that wives around the world are going to take these keys and simply see their marriage get better. If you guys enjoyed what Tabitha just gave you, can you just let us know in the comments? Can you just let us know by liking this and sharing this with other women around the world? I don't know. I think that this is just such a different angle than what's in the world. In the world, I see women who are tearing down men, and men who are tearing down and abusing women. But in the kingdom of God, it's the exact opposite.
We build up.
We are a different breed. This is a different culture where we're going to build up. And I just wanted to say, I want to say on the behalf of all men, thank you for leading that way, not just because of me, but by a kingdom example. I've seen you go from unsaved to saved, and I've seen you grow over the years. And I know that you are loving me because you love God, and you're honoring me because you honor God. And I'm simply getting the overflow of the walk that you have with Jesus. And I receive it 100%, you know. And now when I hear these things, I simply want to reciprocate. I want to go and I want to make your dreams come to pass, and I want to honor you, and I want to come up with Tabitha's nights, and I want to take you to Paris, which I already did, and this year we're going to Italy, and I want to help whatever you want come. I want your life to be as easy as it possibly can. I want to make sure that everything that you have is met, and I think we'll do that. Let's do it. I'll do a segment about how a husband can take care of his wife. Maybe we'll do that next. Let's do that next. Y'all join us next week. It's going to be good. Hey, we're out of time for today, but we hope that you enjoyed today's broadcast. If you're new to our podcast, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Apple Music or whatever you get podcast, make sure that you download it so that you can be the first to get the content as it is released. We drop a new episode every Thursday at 3 p.m. There's actually a bunch of people that join in live, but if you missed the live part at 3 p.m., make sure that you hit the follow up and let us know what you're getting out of this. We love to get your emails. We love to read your reviews. We love to see how it's being a blessing to you. Just know that your feedback actually really builds us up. It encourages us. It helps us keep on going. If you're interested with having a better marriage, I would love for you to check out our Better Marriage Boot Camp, a 90-day journey that we believe will help you have a better marriage. Like I said in the beginning, you can check that out at kenandtabitha.com. And we hope to see you real soon. We love you guys. If you're ever in the Orlando, Florida area, make sure you come by and worship with us. And until next time, we love you guys. We'll see you soon. Peace.
I just always thought that my suffering was in vain.
I went through a lot of trauma, divorce.
I had calcification of the Achilles.
The drive down to Orlando from Gainesville, 10 pain.
My pain was at a level 10. I told God, if you don't do something, I will have to go to the hospital.
I've been waiting for a missing piece of my Christian walk.
I wanted to commit suicide.
Coming to a live conference changed my life, and now I know my purpose.
And I could feel the heat leaving my body. I've been overflowed with joy.
In the master class of healing, my pain level went to a 0.
I had tingles all throughout my body. After that, it went from a 10 to completely healed.
I started blurting out things that I don't understand with the blessing of my prayer language.
Every day has been another discovery I didn't know I had in myself. I didn't know I had in my faith. I'm just so grateful that my eyes are finally open.
Now, I don't have no pain at all. And I know that God still heals.